Here coming to you live today. I'm excited to be joining you on this beautiful spring day and talking about this topic around the person that your business is shaping you and molding you to become. And I want you to really tune into that concept for a moment. The person that my business is shaping me, is molding me to become. When you look at all that you have in front of you right now inside of your business and all the challenges that you're facing, all the obstacles, all the opportunities, all the beauty, all the joy, and then you look at, am I embracing or am I avoiding? Am I leaning in or am I pushing away? Because the truth is that most of you are going to be resisting, avoiding, frustrated. You're not going to be loving the challenges of your business. And it's quite natural because our brains are conditioned. We want to seek pleasure. We want to avoid pain. We want to conserve energy. And so we get into this space where we get into that high and low sort of chasing and avoiding. I'm chasing the high. I'm avoiding the low. I want to feel good. I want to avoid feeling bad. Happiness, great. Pain, awful. And I've done other live streams about this where I talk more about this in specifically to like your revenue goals and the revenue roller coaster. But this is an overarching CEO, visionary entrepreneur CEO message for you today to really look at this, because this type of behavior and conditioning in your life and in your business is determining your results. It's determining your team. It's determining your sales, everything you can or can't do inside of your company. And so what you have to do is get to a point where you see everything that's coming to you inside of your company and you learn how to not judge it and not put a label on it and not put a name and not put an association on it. Because like that's what our brains do, is our brain takes something and then we put a label on it. We put an association on it. We put a story to it. And there is a part of that that serves us really well in using the brain to analyze and to take data and create perceptions. There's a value to that. But when you do it to harm yourself, you use it against yourself, you use it against your team, and it's not beneficial, that's when it starts to hurt you. And you can start to send yourself on negative spirals of worry and doubt and problems with your team and frustration and lack of productivity. And something can start as a simple instance and then it snowballs out, and over time it becomes worse and worse and worse because you are running away from the lessons that are in front of you, and you are running away from the truth that is there to be revealed to you about who you are and how you're meant to serve and how you're meant to show up. And as you are on that path to making millions, that's going to show up more and more. The bigger your team gets, the larger your payroll becomes, the more your expenses cost, right? Like that, it becomes exacerbated because you have all these people in your life that you're responsible for, in terms of, paying them and also delivering services to them or being accountable, whatever your business looks like. So when you look at this, what can be going on and those challenges that are coming your way, a great case in point is economic stuff. Like if you're watching the news and you're following the economy and you're like tuning in and you're following all that stuff, and then you're sending that into signals into yourself of, oh my gosh, then there's problems in the business and I'm going to have a hard time getting customers and blah, blah. And you start to create a story about all the problems that are going on. You can lose sight of opportunities that are in front of you, or potential problems or projected problems, taking problems that aren't even yours, that are somebody else's, and making them your story. I mean, that's kind of what happens with people watching the news and just tuning into too much of that media stuff, where it's like somebody else's story becomes your story and somebody else's success becomes your failure because they're doing it and you're not. And so when we look at like real life challenges and real time challenges, like you didn't hit your sales goal this month, you lost your star team member because they went and got a full-time job and you're devastated. You lost a client that you really loved working with. any of those things, and you take that and you say, okay, this means this about me. This means this about my business. This means this about my situation. Now you've completely lost sight of what is available to you in the moment, the opportunity, because you are in your head and you're making up these stories and you're creating this dialogue, and essentially you're fighting what is. Because you're saying, I don't want this. I don't want this situation. I don't want this to be happening. This isn't how I predicted it in my mind. In my mind, I always predicted it was just going to be an even straight shot to $1 million and beyond per year. And it was going to be easy and everybody was going to sign up and everybody was going to say yes. But you've been in entrepreneurship and created enough success along the way to know that that's not how it is. You know that it's different than that. And so continuing to be in this story of avoiding what is and avoiding what's going on is keeping you from shaping into the person that your business is helping you to become, because you chose to be an entrepreneur. It's a calling of yours. We don't do this because it's like, oh, once you get over like the freedom lifestyle and the laptop lifestyle and all of that, you realize like there's a lot of responsibility to having a business and a lot of character growth and development that goes into that. And so stepping back and saying, okay, well, what is this situation shaping me to becoming, and who is it shaping me into becoming? And honestly, you really don't even have to ask that. What you want to do is take all of the judgment and all of the thoughts and all the assumptions about the situation, about the challenges, and just like let them go and stop thinking about them and stop making a story about them and drop in and quiet your mind and get out of the thinking and come into stillness and come into peace inside of yourself and your being, and breathe and relax and chill. And then start to open your eyes and start to see what's really going on. Because when you start to open up awareness and you stop putting these stories and these judgments on your challenges, you get to start to see what is actually there. What is actually there actually gets to reveal itself to you. In the Bible, it says, people having eyes to see and ears to hear. So when you're lost in your thought and you're tuned out and you're not present, and this is not just in your business, in your daily life, like you're with your family, you're with your kids, you're thinking about your business, you're somewhere else. What I'm describing is the same thing. This challenge comes in front of you, or multiple challenges come in front of you, and now you're tuning somewhere else. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And look, that is stress physiology. That comes, it's a protection mechanism that our brain and our nervous system put into place to protect us. But the truth is that the healing and the peace comes from dropping in, back, staying into yourself and keeping your awareness and maintaining your awareness and your awakeness, and stepping back from the situation without judgment, without manipulation, without needing to fix or change. And then allowing what is there for you to present itself to you. Because I can't even tell you what it is, because every challenge brings a brand new gift. Every adversity brings some kind of wisdom or gold and healing and transformation. Like we were sent here, and however you view like your soul's evolution, I believe that my soul is infinite and it wanted to come into the third dimension and enter a body and have this experience. And that meant that I was here to have the experience of all of it, the good and the bad. Now, did that mean that it was going to be easy? Does that mean that embracing the challenges and embracing the negativity and leaning in and allowing myself to see the lessons, that was going to be easy and that I was going to love it and that I wasn't going to cry and I wasn't going to have a skint knee and that I wasn't going to be on the floor and in the bed and worried and hurt and sad and afraid and feeling alone? Did that mean that? No, but I came here to have that experience, to have those moments where I feel sad and afraid and hurt and alone, and to have those days when I'm in the bed and I'm here and there. So do you see that like all of it is part of our experience? And so once we start to embrace all that is and all that's coming toward us without the judgment, without the fear, and without the manipulation and needing to change and needing to fix, suddenly so much opens up to you that is available in this now moment that you can't even see. I literally just in a matter of a very short amount of time landed a out of nowhere, out of the blue, landed a super high ticket client that I did no marketing for. Like, I didn't have to do any work to find this client at all. Got another lead, super high ticket. We're in a longer B2B selling cycle with this lead. Just totally popped in. And so opportunities start to show up and appear, new clients, new opportunities, new leads, new partners. You actually start to see things that you can do differently that you haven't been doing. I've just discovered that I have this amazing gift for HR and hiring and recruiting and training and pairing my clients with amazing workers and fit for their teams. And it's just something that I naturally do. And it's because I'm not attached to who I think I need to be. Just because I have the Moore method and I'm a sales expert and I have all these experience, but I'm also really skilled in operations and have that skill set as well, and organization and communication and people skills and all of that. And I'm just saying all that because, like, if I'm attached to only showing up a certain way and being a certain way and doing things a certain way because I feel that that's what I have to do for success, that blocks me out of receiving all that is available to me. And so I discover that about myself. I discover that truth through the letting go of avoiding the challenges. I discover that truth about myself through no longer avoiding the pain and the fear, and actually using the pain and the fear to transform me and to actually like create alchemy inside of me that makes me a more powerful woman and a more powerful human being. And I will tell you, like, over the last several months, like since December of 2022, I've had a number of health things come up. That one thing in particular that completely like knocked me on my butt. It was so unexpected. And it sent me into such a fear state and a worry state. And I'm naturally like a more of a happy, high vibe kind of human. So like when I start to feel down or I start to feel sad, like it affects everybody in my environment and they feel it too, because I'm just a kind of emotive, sensitive person and I take up space. And so it was a whole journey for me to reclaim my truth and who I am. And there were a series of experiences that I went through as a result of that shaped me and brought me out to this other place that's like, whoa, like this is amazing. But if I had been fighting it and resisting it, and granted, let me tell you, I fought it and I resisted. Like this knowledge and this awareness came to me in the process of the transformation that happened as a result. And so I share all that with you because if I came into judgment mode and victim mode and, this shouldn't be happening to me and this isn't right, and just, perpetuated that story, like I wouldn't become and evolve into the woman that I'm here to be. And my acupuncturist, she put it to me in an amazing way. And I'm going to relay it to you here. And so she told me that, like, there's a certain way that my soul and my body agreed to communicate with me to show me when I was off track and out of alignment and when I was in alignment and on track. And so you have that same thing for you in your life, where there's something in your life and your experience, and it could be like a repeat challenge that you have. Could it be business or money or health or relationships or something else, that thing comes in and you experience it and it causes you disruption and it causes you discomfort, but it's not here to make you shrink and go run in the corner and, go lock yourself away and avoid life. It's actually here to help you grow and transform into who you're really designed to become. And so your business, no matter what's going on in your life, your business absolutely is a part of that journey if you have become a full-time entrepreneur. And so when we have our individual challenges that we deal with and we have our collective challenges that we deal with, it shows that consciousness and that awareness that is made up of the universe is moving through us to help us grow and shift in these areas and wake up to things collectively, and helping us to shift and grow individually as well. And so I just want to share that with you today, for you to take like whatever challenges that are going on in your life right now, whatever is holding you down, whatever is keeping you, stuck and trapped and hidden from who you are. Like, all you have to do is just release the thinking around it. All you have to do is just let go of all the baggage and everything that you're carrying. And you don't have to do any EFT tapping. You don't have to go see an energy healer. You don't have to go get Reiki. You don't have to get your chakras balanced. You don't have to go read a self-help book. Look, I used to think that self-development was the key to, the unlocking of my true self. I used to think that systems and processes were the key to unlocking all of the business dreams of, blah, 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 whatever. And what I've come to know is that it's actually none of that. Like, those are tools and things that we get to use, but it's our full expression of ourselves, uninhibited, and unmasked to who we really are, that create all of the wealth. And I've always known that from a deep, deep, deep space, but it took me a while to really tap into that fountain of truth within myself and realize, oh my gosh, like, I can own this. And this is like, this authority is like living and breathing inside of me and through me. And all I have to do is just express it. But what I can't do and what I don't need to do is overthink it and complicate it and control and manipulate. And I'm going to tell you, like, letting that go and releasing that grip on yourself, it creates so much freedom. And like my nervous system teacher says, it creates so much capacity too. Like, it just opens up so much liberation. And suddenly it's like, yeah, like, this challenge is here and I see it and I acknowledge it and I can feel that discomfort in my physical body. And yet, like, I'm still moving forward. I'm still going. Oh my gosh, like, like, more is being created for me and more is coming my way. And like, this is so beautiful that while I experience this discomfort and this pain, I can also feel all of this beauty and this love and this joy. And my friends, I mean, this is what human experience is. And so I just, from the bottom of my heart, like, in imparting this wisdom to visionary entrepreneur CEOs who are open-hearted and who really are open to this level of depth and trust and communication inside of themselves and inside of their companies and with their teams and with their clients. Like, this is a new way of being and living that's all available to us now. It's always been there and it always will be. It's just that the masks and the veils and the illusions and the attachments that we carry around within ourselves is what prevents us to be able to, have it, what it is that's intended for us to have. Because like, when you have dreams of creating certain things in your business, like, they're totally possible, but it's not necessarily going to get you where you want to go, how you think it needs to happen. And I think that's the final point that I want to make today, is that when you do so much coaching and you go through so many programs and they've kind of told you, like, you do A plus B and then you get C, and you do X plus Y and then you get Z and all of this stuff. And then you go along and it's like, well, that worked for them, but it didn't work for me. And it's like, but maybe that's not your equation and that's not your formula. And yeah, you're meant to get this piece from them and that piece from them. But ultimately, like, the creation and the evolution of your business is truly going to be unique to you. And, even like, say, like a franchise, it's like very cookie cutter, like inside of that franchise, like the systems and processes work, but it's all determined, like the success of it is determined by the personalities that come into the business and the clientele and the people and all of that. So it's like it always comes down to our humanness, because our humanness is what rides the wave, and what fuels the energy of these businesses, right? It's our human energy and our human essence and our focus and our attention. So when we look at that how and being like over consumed with the how of the business, we can just lose sight of like the how. It's not supposed to look like this. It's not supposed to be this way. My coach said, if I do this, then this is going to happen. And it's like, yeah, your coach may have said that, but that doesn't mean now it's not going to happen that way for you. There's like 8 billion people on the planet. And like you're going to encounter this person and that person. And depending on where you are in your evolution and your growth, like it's this unique journey. And so I think part of this message is really like opening up the dialogue that the coaching industry and the consulting industry is so beautiful, and it's brought so much change and transformation. And at the same time, we cannot allow the sales rules and the marketing rules and the coaching rules and all that become like rules of how we govern our own lives and address ourselves and accept ourselves. We must find and uncover and unlock who we truly are, and then allow the things that are meant for us, that are designed for us to be supported by on our journey to this evolution and to these monetary goals and the success and all of that stuff. I mean, that stuff is naturally going to happen, but it's about stepping into what is and what truly is available to you, and no longer fighting and resisting the challenges that are in front of you. And that is how you get shaped into becoming the person that your business is shaping you to become. And that's the end of my live stream. And if you watch this and you are with me and you felt my passion, you're welcome to book a call with me at moremethod.info. We can talk about your sales, your business. We can talk about consciousness and these things and the challenges that you're facing. And I would love to have a conversation with you. Until next time.